Alrighty. Thanks for coming on the podcast. What time was it over there again? You were saying to me, what time was it? What your time zone?
Okay, now it's 12:30, almost 12:30. So yeah, it's quite a few hours before
Awesome.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Could you tell me a bit about where you're from and what got you interested in traveling?
Yeah, sure. Well, first I am from Colombia, but I've been traveling in different countries. I have lived in the USA, I lived in England, and now I am in Germany. And well, I love traveling. I think it's just part of my life. Now I am settled in Germany, but I always like traveling. Like even here, I try to just go to different places and discover more things from the culture and from the places itself that I can learn. So I always think it's very interesting.
Yeah. Did you why Germany was that a place that you've always wanted to go to, or that's just where you ended up type thing?
What do you mean, like here in Germany?
Yeah.
So why am I yeah, it's
It,
a long story. Actually, it was more because of my studies. I was studying in London at that time. It was like 2017, and I did my master there. And there I met my boyfriend, the one that's my husband right now. And yeah, he's German, so
I
that's why.
see.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's German. He got a job right after the studies. He got a job here in Germany, and then he was like, "Yeah, come to Germany. Here, it's very easy, very international. You're gonna get a job right away." So yeah, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try it out. Why not?"
Yeah, awesome. I saw some of your videos and stuff, and I think you were like drinking beer, I think it was, or something. I thought, yeah, it looks like Germany. What beer were you drinking in your videos?
With the
Or heaps of
beer.
beer.
Yeah. I've been making different videos about Germany in general, German culture, because I think it's very interesting. And yeah, I'm more in the region of North Rhine-Westphalia. That's actually in the area from Düsseldorf, Cologne. Yeah, it's also the biggest cities in this area. And yeah, like here the German culture, the beer culture, it's everywhere, more like in Bayern, but here you can notice it. So I was like, why not? I can make a video about beer. So I'm not
Absolutely.
an expert. If you ask me about it, yeah, I don't know that much about it, IPAs or what kind of
Yeah.
exactly alcohol, but it has. I have not much idea about it, but I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, no,
So,
well, I guess beer tastes good, so that's good enough, I guess. Like, have you been to the Oktoberfest in Germany?
not yet. That's unbelievable. I've been here for a bit more than 4 years and I haven't made it. One of the reasons actually was Corona.
Oh, okay,
Um,
yeah.
when I do it in the beginning, I could not. I live actually very far from Munich. Well, if I can make it by train or car, it'd be like 5 or 8 hours, I think. It's not that much, but still, it takes some time. And you have to really plan it. It's also very expensive. I know people have gone there for work. They have to work there sometimes. And the rates for Oktoberfest, they crazy expensive. Like if you want to rent a small apartment, get an Airbnb or something, just like a place to stay at Oktoberfest. Wow, it's really expensive. So you have to really plan in advance. You have to make the budget for it. And I really want to make it. Let's see. Hopefully now
Yeah,
Corona is
cross your
over.
fingers. Yeah, hopefully, hopefully. So
Hopefully, yeah.
could you walk me back from you're born in Colombia, you grow up and you leave to go to England, is that right? Is that where you start? Is that one of your first solo trips, or did you go with your friends? Could you walk me through some of your early travels and then yeah.
Yes, actually, first time I traveled abroad for a long time, it was to the United States. It was 2 years, and it was because, well, I went there as an au pair.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I always wanted to practice my English skills, and I wanted to also find a way to figure out what to do with my life. That's also one of the reasons I went there. I did not know what to study or what I wanted to direct my career. I was not really sure about what I wanted to do. So that was one of the reasons. And I went to the United States. I worked as an au pair for 2 years. And I also, at the same time, I did like an international business course. And there I was like, okay, I think I would like to study business. So that's why I focus more on that area and change the direction of my career.
Yeah, I see. Did you have any really bad kids?
What dates or what do you mean? Sorry.
Oh, like is it au pair? Is that like minding children? Is that what that is, or is that minding houses?
Yes. It's a
Is
to
it?
take care of children. Actually, I did it more because of the experience. I cannot tell I am really good babysitter. I work with two families. The first family had 2 kids. They were almost teenagers. So it was part of it was easy because I didn't have that much like I don't know like easy tasks with the kids. Just make sure they had the homework done, organize their stuff. They were big kids, like almost teenagers. So it was a bit different. On the other hand, it was a bit hard just trying to communicate with them, like teenagers. And I was also very young, so it's kind of hard to find like limit, like hey, I'm here, but we cannot be like we're not friends, and I'm gonna try to help you, but it's like it's a bit hard. But well, anyway, it was a great experience. It was really, really nice.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard of that, and I thought it'd be a really cool sort of gig. But yeah, that's cool that you've had an awesome experience with it.
Yes, it was nice. It was with one family, then I like it because the kids were big. They didn't need a babysitter anymore, so I changed the family. And the next one had a girl. She was a lovely, lovely girl. It was very nice. And it was a great experience because I could spend time with the real American family. And it was really nice. I could know like how their traditions are and learn about the culture. So that was really great. And at the same time, it was amazing. I mean, like I met so many people from all around the world. I had so many adventures, so many experiences. It was really such a great time.
Awesome. And so tell me about some of those adventures. Did you get to travel around in the United States much, or just the few cities that you were in, or?
Well, around the United States, I stayed actually more in Virginia and in Maryland. I was in those areas. I try to travel, yes. I travel around. I went to the Grand Canyon. Was also a great experience. I went to New Mexico. I also went to the different cities. New York, of course, you cannot miss that. Miami, Orlando, all these small cities in Florida, which was nice. For me, a bit too hot sometimes. Summertime is crazy there. Well, if you're Australian, I think like for you, summertime is also, wow, too hot. For me, I'm in Colombia. Well, I'm from Colombia, but I am from Bogota. And in Bogota, the weather is actually not that hot. We have around like, I don't know, like 18 degrees all year round, sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less, but actually it's not that hot because of the mountains.
Yeah, okay. Bogota. Is that in the, is that north in Colombia? Whereabouts is that located, Bogota?
Actually, it's more like in the middle.
Middle.
If you look
cool.
at the map, you can see Bogota almost like right in the middle, and it's the capital of the city, of the country. Sorry, and there's many mountains around. It's it's like almost 2,700 meters high.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Wow. So you go to the USA for a while, and then do you go back home to Colombia before you go to the UK, or?
Yes.
Okay, so you go back home for a bit.
Actually, it was kind of hard of decision because I had such a great time in the US. I was actually considering staying there because I was like, yeah, I'm having fun. I had so many friends, so many people that I really valued. And yeah, it was very interesting, very nice. But at the same time, I wanted to know more places. I wanted to go to Europe. I wanted to go to England as well. And well, Australia, I also want to go there, but it's a bit too far for me. I haven't made it yet. One day, hopefully. But yeah, I really had like this feeling, like I wanted to get to know more about the world. If I stayed in the US, I knew that I was gonna stay more likely there. And yeah, from there, it's a bit more difficult to travel to many countries because of the size of the city. So yeah, that's why I went back to Colombia and decided to finish my degree. I was having a degree like in foreign language and pedagogy. So I finished it, got my bachelor, and then after that, I got like a master's degree in London.
Oh, sweet. Okay. And how long is the master's degree? Just a year? 1 year?
The master was in international business, like business and international management.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, cool. And so could you tell me about what has been has there been a place that you've been to in the US or the UK where you're just like, oh, I would never go back there, or you had issues at all with that place?
Okay. Well, in the UK, definitely. If I compare, well, it was a totally different experience like with the US, because in the US I was with the families, you are very comfortable, you get paid to take care of the kids, so you don't really have to worry about anything. Families take care of you almost like you're part of the family, so that was really good, at least in most of the cases. In the UK, I was alone. I went with my own budget. With if you compare the Colombian pesos with the UK pound, the rate is really bad. So yeah, I had to make a lot of savings before traveling, and then I went there, and it was really, really hard. Everything is so expensive. I had to take a loan also before traveling, also to pay for my studies. So yeah, it was a totally different experience. London also is crazy. I don't know. Sometimes I think like I wish I had gone to a different city, maybe Newcastle, because that's the main center of the university. But I chose London because London is London.
Yeah.
So oh god, but yeah, it was really hard. It was crazy expensive. The quality is not that good. So to find a room, you really need to have like 1,000, okay, maybe 700 pounds to find a room that you can call kind of private. And you have to share the kitchen, bathroom, like everything else with the other people. So I think it's very expensive. At that time, I didn't have the money for that. So I had to share my room with another person. And it was a place that it was, I don't know, like there's so many like weird places you find, kind of weird people. Well, the people are nice, but there's everything, all kind of things you can imagine. And the quality of the places was not good. So even if you had like 1,000, because after I was working a little, I could afford something else. I was living with my boyfriend. So we were like, okay, a room for 1,000 pounds, and then we can share the apartment or the flat with someone else. And still, we had such a hard time trying to find an apartment or a decent place. The quality in London in general for the buildings is really, really bad. It's awful. Yeah, like there was an apartment we saw, there was like the light was not working properly, everything was dirty, and people were like, yeah, we want to ask I don't know, like 1,200 pounds for it. I'm like, what?
Wow,
Crazy.
that's brutal. So how did you guys just really budgeted really well then, I guess? Like, is that what you did to sort of survive? Just set out goals of what you were spending money on? Is that how you did it, or?
Yeah, it was like I said in the beginning, I had to really cut off my budget a lot because I had to work also in my free time at a bar and at a restaurant. So that's how I would pay for my flat, my room. Yeah, so at the beginning it was like a very, very, very hard. I had to really not spend money that much. After I was working, then I could save a little bit more and then afford a bit better. But still, it's hard in London because you really have, and then for everything you're gonna buy, food is also very expensive. The quality is also not that good. If you buy vegetables, you have to really make sure that they're good. In general, like everything, clothes.
Yeah, I see. Wow. That's awesome that you were able to do it. I was also wondering, like, with you living in Germany, what have some of the adjustments been for you personally? Because coming from Colombia, I guess the cultures are completely different. And your partner's German, so I guess that helps a little bit. But have you had any difficulties adjusting to your life in Germany? Because you've been there for 4 years now, I guess.
Totally. Yeah, of course. Actually, I have noticed a lot more like a cultural shock than I had before. Like in England, yeah, it was more like an international team, and London, there's mostly like international people there, so you don't kind of like understand each other. In the US, I didn't feel that bad actually. I don't know, it was like all happy, and cultural shock was not that bad. But here in German is totally different. Because the German culture is still very, very, everywhere. The big cities are a little bit international, but it's not like that big international like London. You still find a lot of companies, a lot of people are just like German. Many of them do not speak English. So yeah, like to adjust here was a bit difficult. And also because well, I didn't arrive directly in a big city, but a small town in an area that is called Sauerland in Germany.
Okay.
It's like, it's very beautiful, but it's for like small towns. It's not very international. So I was there and I arrived there with my boyfriend. He had his family. And yeah, I felt like I was the only foreigner in that in that place. So it was
Wow.
really hard.
Yeah. Has your partner visited Colombia yet, or?
Yes. Actually, before the pandemic, before everything that happened with Corona, we made like a very nice trip to visit my family and also travel a little bit around the country. It was a great experience. He met my family. He actually had seen them before, but not my whole family, my house, everything. So we went there, and that was actually last year, like around, I don't know, let's say March 2020, I think. Like it was before the Corona lockdown happened here in Germany. So it was funny because we were there, we arrived in Bogota, and then we heard all about this crazy news with the coronavirus. And oh God, like when we are going back, or when we go back to Germany, we have to make quarantine. So we were thinking about it, and we're like, yeah, like, enjoy just the time we have in Colombia, because then it's going to be hard.
Yeah, you're going to go through some struggles. Is it a 14-day quarantine when you get back? Is that how long it was? Like,
Sorry, I did not understand that.
is it a 14-day quarantine? How many days do you have to be quarantined?
Okay, well, actually, we didn't have to do it.
Amazing.
Usually up to, it was 14 days, like about 2 weeks. Yeah, fortunately, we didn't have to do it because it was before it happened, so we made it.
Awesome.
And we were in Colombia. Yeah, we were so lucky. In Colombia, everything was fine. We could visit all the cities we planned and we had in mind. We could do everything and spend time with the family. We didn't have to use a mask or anything. Everything was great. So we could make it. And it was just before, just like when the day we traveled, let's say, we went back to Germany. So it was good. The problem was in Germany, not in Colombia. And after that, everything started in Colombia. So, oh yeah, we found the first infected person, and well, so that's how it started. But it was just like on time that
Wow.
we
That's
were so
lucky.
lucky.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's like perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Yeah, absolutely. We planned it very well. We had like a crystal ball. We could look at the future.
How's your German coming on? Have you been learning it or just picking it up via your partner?
Well,
Or
I already learned it. I can say very proud that I speak German.
you
Not
can?
like English. It's still my third language. Yeah, because
Wow.
like I said, when I came, or the first time I came to live here in Germany, I went to this small town and nobody would speak English, or just like basic English, and they didn't want to. Most of them, they were like old people, and they look at you and they're like, you speak in English, and they're like, ah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really had to do it. I really had to learn German. Also, the parents from my boyfriend at that time didn't speak English, so I really had to learn the language.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have a few awkward dinners with that? Like just because you couldn't speak the language?
Oh, no, that's a lot. Yeah, it was really hard. For instance, one thing I remember a lot is that I had the app. I was using the Google apps or Google Translation all the time, and that's something I had to use with my boyfriend's stepmother. And it was funny because at the beginning it was like a whole month we could not really talk or communicate. So I would be like, hey, Google, how do I say, can I have salt, please, in German? And then she was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, of English. And then, yeah, at the beginning it was like that. So I had to learn it. It took a little bit of time. It was funny because, yeah, I was like, really, I'm going to say something. Wait. I have to go for my phone.
Yeah, right. Okay. I've used that Google Translate sometimes, and sometimes it's so off. Like sometimes like it translates something so wrong to what
Yeah.
it's meant to be saying. So yeah, that's awesome though. Wow.
Yeah.
Could you tell me about some of your YouTube videos and your sort of what you're doing with your travel channels and stuff like that? What do you actually do and what's it about?
Sure. Well, actually, it was also thanks to the pandemic, Corona, because I had so much free time. I was not meeting other people. I was kind of getting crazy. Also, because of the situation, I did not have a job. Yeah, I was getting crazy with my time. I was like, I need to figure out what to do. And from my trips in Colombia, I started making some nice videos because I just like it. I love remembering the good times and would show them to the family. But then the family would be like, oh yeah, good. They would watch it just like once and that's it. And I would take so much time making these videos, just like right there, and then at the end, like make a nice product. They would watch it and yeah, that's it. So I'm like, okay, I'm so disappointed. When I realized I really I really enjoy it and it would keep me busy. So if I could not meet many people, I would just very happy just making some videos. And somehow, little by little, come the idea just to making the YouTube channel was actually, it's a bit like a longer process than that. So I decided to just try it out. And I just posted the videos I have made about Colombia and my trip in Colombia in YouTube because I was very happy about it, and also to show what I have done, which places I could visit, yeah, something like that. So that's how I started. I didn't want to show myself at the beginning, so that's why I just put like clips there from the places. And I think for the people who watched the channel the first time, they did not understand if it was actually like a company or an agency or travel agency or something like that, they would ask me like weird questions, and they were like, hey, and sometimes they would think I was a guy. Like, hey, bro, you made a nice video. And I'm like, I'm actually not a bro, but yeah, thanks for your comment. I decided that's why to put myself into the videos, just to give more life, and give also part of my personality in it. And also I wanted to just like share experiences from not just traveling, but also my life in general. I think many people are interested on Germany. That's what I have noticed, and well, I got a lot to share about Germany and
Yeah.
German culture.
I love your channel. I think it's really cool. It's really cool. Could you tell me one thing that I was actually looking at going to Colombia myself with my partner? What is there sort of, what would you recommend be sort of a thing that we should visit, like a must go to place in Colombia?
Wow, I think that there's so many places. Actually, from my last trip, I went to 4 different cities. I went to Bogota, which is the capital, and I think that's the place you have to go because it's the capital and it's my city. So yeah, if you maybe are interested to go to the city, I can tell you many things about it. And yeah, that's one of the videos I make. The video is actually a bit boring because I'm not there. But yeah, Bogota is my city, and I think it has many good things to do. If you want something more like nature, something exotic, I think well, there's many options. One of the places is Salento in the coffee region, and it's so beautiful. I had never gone there before, even if I'm Colombian, but I went there last year, finally, with my husband at that time. And it was great. It's you get to visit many coffee farms, and also there's this Cocoa Valley with the highest palm trees in the world. And
Wow.
it's such a beautiful spectacle. Like, you go there and you feel like a small little tiny person in the middle of the giant palms. It's so beautiful. I think it's a really good experience, and also yeah, if you like coffee, it's a great option.
Awesome. Yeah, I love coffee. Absolutely. Do they have is there a lot of street food in Bogota?
Like a straight, what do you mean? Sorry.
Like street food, like they sell like food on the streets, like with the,
Ah,
is that a thing or?
okay. Yeah. I know. Like street market, food street
Yeah.
market, or something like that. Mm, well, actually, not much that I know. There's like areas where you can find many restaurants and find like typical food. It's been actually many years I haven't been to Bogota, and if I go, it's just like for a few weeks, so I cannot. Maybe now there's a street food market and I do not know about it. But
Yeah.
about food, yeah, there's many places where you can go try like typical food, Colombian food. Also, there's international restaurants there. Like if you go to La Candelaria, that's like the most traditional neighborhood in Bogota. You can find all types of restaurants there, and yeah, it's
Awesome.
affordable.
That's cool. Okay. Okay. I was also wondering, like, with I've been I've interviewed a few people from South America, and I was wondering, do you guys have like I heard that some people do like ayahuasca experiences, like with the native people of like some of the countries. Are you familiar with some of these ayahuasca traditions, and have you done one yourself?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I understood the question. Sorry.
Sorry. No,
Um,
I'm wording it really weird. Like, I think it's called ayahuasca. I think it's like a drug, but it's like a hallucinogen type of drug or something they do there. Is that a thing? Or it's not a
okay.
thing.
Well, I think if you go to the Amazon,
Yeah.
they have many plants, and I have heard about it. It's not really that common, and I don't know anybody really that does it, but I heard about it. If you go to the indigenous groups here in Colombia, I think some of them, they use some kind of special, like a tea mix with some plants and herbs. And yeah, they kind of make like hallucinate and just like, yeah, it's kind of like a drug. But yeah, I do not know that much about it.
No, I just thought I'd ask because I've heard some stuff about it, but yeah, okay. Wow. Have you traveled
Yeah.
much in South America or mostly just to Colombia?
Yeah, unfortunately, I have traveled mostly in Colombia because I've been in other places actually. That's something I kind of regret and I really want to make it up. So just
Oh.
so next time I want to make it up and just go visit more yeah.
So you'd
And
you'd
go
like
to
to go visit South America a bit more, you're saying?
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, 'cause, I think it has so many beautiful places, and I also feel very happy when I get to know the culture. When I speak Spanish again, because here in Germany, just like almost German the whole time, and also, yeah, some French is English, but I do not know many people here who speak Spanish. So yeah, it was quite nice, and I will be very happy going back to South America and visiting more places there. There's a lot to discover.
Yeah, yeah. It's such a big place, isn't it, as well? Just huge.
Yeah, well,
So big.
it's
Have,
really sorry.
oh, you go on.
No, I was just gonna say that it's yeah, it's huge, and also it's interesting because the culture is kind of similar. It's actually very easy traveling in South America because culture is similar. If you have like basic Spanish skills, you're gonna get around very well. Yeah, and even with English, yeah, there's many like backpackers, many people that make some groups and get together, travel together, and it's kind of easy to get around. And there's been like more services that are being offered in English, so I think that's kind of changing. It's really improving.
Yeah, okay. That's awesome. I wish I learned Spanish. It'd be cool to have a dual language, like be able to speak two languages for sure. Have you been losing your Spanish because you're not really using it, or have you been able to keep it, like because you're not really using it in Germany?
Actually, now, it's funny because when I went to US, I went there for 2 years, and there, yeah, mostly was just English the whole time. When I came back home, actually, I kind of lost the accent. It was very funny, and I felt so embarrassed because I would talk to people, and I was like, "Oh, voy a la casa." Like I would not pronounce very like voy a la casa, but it was a bit different. People were like, why are you talking like that? Oh, come on. Oh, you forgot how to speak Spanish. And I'm like, yeah, what can I do? Just that happened the first time. And it took like a few months. And people were like, oh, yeah, like the girl with the accent. I felt so in my own home country. But yeah, after a while, it was good again. Then, yeah, I felt comfortable with Spanish again. And yeah, it was like normal. And
Oh, okay.
then yeah, then I traveled to England, then in Germany, and then I keep like in constant communication with my family. And also the videos I make, actually, I have also a channel for Spanish, and I make them in Spanish as well. And that's also one of the reasons why I make it, so I can keep practicing the language.
Ah,
So
awesome. Okay.
mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's a really good idea. Well, could you just mention your YouTube and your channel name? Like maybe if you have an Instagram or something, so the listeners can go to it. And I'll put it in the show notes anyway. But if you could tell me what the names of your channels are.
Sure. Well, in English, Tinto Travel. Tinto You can relate it to wine, like tinto, red wine, but actually in Colombia it's more like coffee, black coffee. So tinto, travel. And in Spanish, it's going to be tinto, viaja. Travel in Spanish.
Awesome.
That's it.
Okay. And tinto means coffee, does it? Or wine?
Yeah, actually, that's why I chose the name, because tinto is a word that reminds me of home, brings me back home. For us, tinto is like a black coffee, black, very black coffee, maybe with some sugar or with some sugar cane powder that we use for it. It's very delicious. It's black coffee, but we call it tinto. Yeah.
Tinto. Okay. Yeah, well, I saw your logo and everything, and I thought I think it's a logo, but it looks amazing, and I love what you've been doing. So yeah, I appreciate you having a chat with me, and thanks for your time. Hopefully I can have you on again.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy about this podcast. Thanks for inviting me. And yeah, I enjoy it a lot. Like I would like doing it again. I think it's very interesting and I have a lot more to share. So yeah, why not?
I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day. I think you're out.
Great. Thank you so much. And for you, have a good evening. And yeah, hope to see you next time, maybe. And a lot of success with podcast as well.
Thank you. Thank you.